Hi, it's Coach Joe Lukacs, and welcome to the Magellan Network Show. My goal inside of this communication, this show, is to share with you my nearly 30 years of coaching some of the most successful financial advisors in North America. We're going to be talking about strategies, syntaxes. We're going to be bringing guests on from time to time, and I'm going to share with you what's working now. So think of this show as sort of like a little one-on-one kind of mini coaching cast, if you like, where we're going to be going in depth from time to time on strategies to help you grow your business, get more effective, become more efficient, find balance in your time management, grow your business, and quite frankly, whatever else is going on in the world today. So before we get to today's episode, I'd love for you to do a couple things for me. Number one, make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're doing the audio, make sure that you give us a review on whether Spotify or Apple. We'd really appreciate that. And quite frankly, that does help. It does matter when you rate things and like things and subscribe to things. It helps us get the word out to more of the industry. And lastly, I have a very special gift for you. Go to MagellanNetwork.net, so one word, MagellanNetwork.net, and I have for you a complimentary membership, 100% gratis, where you can tap into about between 50 and 75 hours of masterclasses, forms, tools, templates, and strategies. So please go ahead and make sure you go get that claimed, smash the like button and subscribe. And please go ahead and leave us a review on whatever podcasting platform you're on. And now, let's get to this week's episode. Which again is more about leadership, is what's your culture? So if I were to sit down and interview you as the founder leader of your organization, I would say, describe your culture to me. Could you describe it? So here's an exercise. Go back to your offices, get your team together, do a team exercise. Hey, 1 week from today, we're going to come back here. I want you guys to do two things. I want you to come up with a list of our core values. I want you to come up with a paragraph that defines our culture. Everybody does it for homework. You all come together a week from today. We're going to read them, and we're going to pick, and we're going to come up with something. It does not need to be on you to do this, to actually execute, but you have to lead it. Right? And your people will actually do a better job than you will, because we all look at from our own little mountaintop. Our perspective is a certain way. So go back to your people. It will be a great and healthy conversation that for some of you may be very transformative, because you'll see things from your team you never thought were possible. Okay? So those are just some team ones. Now this is one everybody wants to talk about. This is the money one. This is where we get into P&L. All right? So step one, we have a client. Minimum standard of care balance sheet. I love asset map. I love it. You can do a financial plan too. Fine with me. Bottom line is this. If you do not have a balance sheet at minimum that's less than 12 months old, you really don't have a clear picture on what's going on with your client. Okay, here's my point. Every year, 10 to 20% of your clients have a liquidity event. Now, they can be small, but they have them. Change jobs, retired, inherit money, sell a piece of real estate, CD comes due at the bank, annuity comes out, surrender, whatever. Here's the assumption. Well, Joe, I don't need to do that. I know where my client's money is. I've had my clients for 20 years. Okay. So I'll tell you a quick story. I got this guy at Stiefel, Wirehouse, up in, Montana. And he said, no, Joe, I got all my clients' money. I said, you sure about that? He goes, yeah. So, first off, you don't. All right. So that's okay. So then 2 weeks later, he calls me up. He goes, hey, I got to tell you something. I said, what? I went hunting with my buddy. We've been buddies for 20 years. I'm his advisor. I've got all his family money. I said, okay, what happened? He goes, I was thinking about you when we're out in the blind shooting ducks. So I don't know if I like that, but okay. And he goes, I just asked my buddy a question. Hey, is there any change in your financial situation since our last review? The most powerful question you can ask your client, has there been any change in your financial situation since our last review? Simple open-ended question. You're going to get 80% no, but 20% could be interesting. He goes, I asked my buddy, and he goes, now that you mention it,
we have this account over here at this other firm. And my guy was flabbergasted. He goes, well, what happened? Well, we sold a piece of land. We got $1 million. And we were in with the CPA doing some tax planning for how we're going to do with taxes and stuff like that and the gains. And he happened to have this advisor across the hall. We need to do something with the money. So he walked us across the hall. They had a JV, by the way. It was one of the independents, right? So, and he said, I couldn't believe it. He goes, well, and he goes, how can I get the money? He says, we never even thought about it. It just happened so fast, right? Now we got the money, we got the million now, but that's an extreme story. I'm telling you all right now. I've been doing this for 28 years, 4 decades, okay? This will chap my ass to no end. Get your balance sheets in order, get your financial plans updated with your people. No assumptions, none. No assumptions, okay? Next. We are always going to ask for all their money. Now, you may not get it all. There's something called the Bernie Madoff effect or the Madoff effect. This is a real deal, especially high net worth people. They are scared to do the all-in because that's what they think. Well, Bernie had it all. Look what happened there, right? So here's the deal. You never stop asking about it. It may take you a year. It may take you 5 years. But never assume you're never going to get it. And let your client know that. Hey, my goal is at some point, you're going to want to go all in with us. That is, and you state the goal. And every review, ask them about it. You'll be surprised. They may be happy for now, but then that advisor retires, or they do something stupid, or they don't return a call. And now that money's in play if you ask about it. All right? So a no is a delay, not a denial. And I can tell you, and I don't have time, I can tell you story upon story upon story of clients of mine who have played this game and eventually win. Why? Because we're committed to it. Okay? So get all the money. Next. This is a dirty word for some of you, and I respect that. Okay? I don't need you to be the annuity expert, the LTC expert, the whole life expert, the universal life expert, but you better damn have a relationship with somebody who is, and you better be the quarterback of that. Okay? Here's how I get my client. So somebody says to me, Joe, how do you get your clients to do insurance? Simple. If they don't do it, your competitor will, and then now they're in your house. You good with that? True story. I have a client, he's in San Francisco. 7 years ago, he did 0 LTC. I think he does like Money Guard, which I guess is kind of a cool product. I don't know that much about that, right? And he was very much against insurance. I don't like insurance. I don't know insurance. I don't want to have to tell my clients, no, they can't have it, so on and so on. All the stuff you'd hear. And he calls me up one day. He goes, we got to talk about this insurance thing. I said, why? I just had to send a $200,000 wire out to an insurance company. They went to somebody, did a LTC one pay, and I got wired 200 grand out. I said, so let me get this right. So you lost the fees on the 200, and you didn't get the commission. Dummy. That's why I told you to do what you do, right? So now this year, he's going to write 37 policies. Okay? Got it. Got religion. I'm not saying you should be an expert there, but you've got to quarterback it. Okay? So find somebody you trust that you can get your clients in front of and provide it. Otherwise, they're going to end up walking into a State Farm office or the bank, or they're going to get one of these little, I'll buy you dinner, come let me talk to you, right? And you're going to be sharing custody of your relationship, and you're not even going to know about it at first. Totally avoidable. Totally avoidable. Insurance. Next. Now, this depends on your business model. So I've got a lot of clients that create what we call a VFO, virtual family office. So we'll quarterback tax planning, we'll quarterback the banking relationships, we'll quarterback the estate planning, we'll quarterback the P&C, we'll quarterback it all. That may not be some of your models. So I'm not saying you should go do that. But to whatever level that you can go quarterback it, do it. Build a team and control. And this is going to sound like very heavy-handed, but it's meant to be with integrity. Don't you want your clients to come to you for that stuff? So you can add value to the relationship? So you can influence them to make sure they make the right decisions? I mean, I think that's what we're all about here. So build a team if you are not the expert, whether the team is internal, and it doesn't have to be even an economic relationship. If you don't want to take any money for the insurance, but you have somebody you trust, that's fine too. I'm not saying you should monetize it, although I like the idea. Do what's best for your client. Yeah? Okay? Next. Beneficiaries and next gens. Yeah, other question? Sorry, yes.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, in terms of it's adding value, and I think I know people lose sight. On stage earlier, I interviewed some newer advisors, and this lady was talking about, and she was awesome, but she was talking about, oh, I gave my clients a 10% discount, and then they tell everybody I'm getting all these clients. I'm like, well, is that really true or not? And then why would you give her a discount?
Right.
And the fact they're coming to you, and I can beat this fee, I see what it is on understatements. I'm like, they came to you because they want a better experience. Why would you want to discount that?
Right.
You should be adding more value.
Correct. Well, because number one, they're young advisors, they don't know any better. And number two, here's what that's going to look like. They are doing it on price, and trust me, there's always somebody more desperate than you.
Yeah.
There always is, right? So that's a dangerous game. I don't like it. I think most of you guys undercharge.
It's a bad end game, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's my psychology. I don't think you.
So I have really low overhead, so I can operate a lot less. I'm like, oh my God.
That's even worse. Yeah. But again, that's what they're going to attract. And I don't know the person, so I can't go deep dive. But again, profits. So beneficiaries are prospects. Next gens are prospects. One of the biggest challenges we all have in this industry, and I hear it all the time, Joe, my clients are old. They're getting older. I'm going to more funerals than I'm going to weddings. It's okay. What percentage of our clients, adult children, do we have as clients? 5%, 10%. Well, there's your problem. And it's not complicated. Now, in my ideal world, I'll have a multi-generational practice dealing with multi-generational clients. That's my perfect setup. Senior advisor deals with mom and dad. Junior advisors deal with the adult kids. Perfect setup. But if I don't have that, I still got to go after it. Okay? You need to go after your beneficiaries and your next gens proactively. That does two things for you. Number one, it's going to lock in the assets in your business, which if you want to monetize it at some point, right? You're going to get a better multiple because if you look at how valuation services value, if you can show them you have multi-generational clients, you'll get a much larger multiple on it because they don't know that money's going to be locked in to the business, okay? And so you want to do that in any way, shape, or form. This requires what?
Hi, Coach Joe Lucas here, and I'm just breaking here for a moment just to do a couple quick reminders. Number one, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or our podcast. In addition, please leave a comment or a review. Those things really, really matter. And share this episode with 3 of your colleagues inside the financial services space. And lastly, make sure that you go ahead and claim your free membership inside of Magellan Network. Now back to this week's episode.
Question to your clients. Hey, I realize that we've never met your children. Would you be willing to facilitate an email or copy us in or set up a phone call or Zoom just so we can introduce ourselves so they know we're here if God forbid something were to happen? 80% of your clients will say yes, the 20% say no, they don't have a good relationship with their kids. And you know what? If his mom's and dad's advisor and they die, you're not going to get the money anyway because of the anchor association. So it's not worth it. But the 80%, go play, right? Go make that happen. Next. How many of you like to speak or don't mind speaking or adding value to groups and organizations? Here's something really good, and this is like so easy. When you're doing your census with your clients, ask them what organizations they belong to and if they ever need a speaker. You'd be shocked. The local gardening club. I got clients that get clients out of a gardening club or an association, or you just don't know what's out there, right? But you ask, hey, can I put those people on my newsletter? Do they need a Zoom? Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. And remember, if a client brings you into the organization, what's the implication? Implied endorsement. Implied endorsement. You're not some random person. Okay? So take inventory of where your clients go. Next. CPA, again, this is what everybody looks at, is like the top 2. I can debate that in a different conversation. You at least want to know who does your client's taxes, and they come into 2 flavors. They just do taxes, or they run money, or have some joint venture, and they do that, which is fine. Here's a little sidebar on CPAs real quick. And in the back of the room, be quiet. I don't want to hear anything from you, all right? So, okay. All right, so here's the deal. CPAs come in 3 distinct flavors. They will never refer an advisor. You can hold a gun to their head. They're never going to do it. Okay? Don't want to touch it, like kryptonite to Superman. No. Second one is they refer. Third one is they do it in-house or have a JV. Okay? Of the 3, most advisors will pick the first one, the one that has no relationship. Because that's the logical thing, right? Oh, this person doesn't have anybody. I'll be their person. They don't want you. They've had plenty of opportunities. Number 2 is where the action is. Get on that dance card. Maybe they need somebody different. Maybe they don't have a right fit for some of their households. The CPA that refers will refer to you if you can make the right value proposition. Okay? That's number 2. That's the one you want. Not the one that competes. Next. So real quick, I'm going to give you some other COIs, bonus material. Okay? How many of you deal with business owners as clients? Okay, good. So here's what you need to look for. Find out who their business coaches are, their management consultants, their marketing consultants, their HR consultants. Find out who else they pay and go talk to them. Because chances are they have clients that are your ideal prospect. How many of you guys deal with retiree rollovers? Okay, good. Life coaches, transition coaches, realtors. Realtors are a little flaky, but people that have relationships, realtors are strange. So life coaches, transition coaches, people that will serve that community, fitness instructors, and I'm not trying to promote my profession, but I will tell you that if a coach has the right relationship with the client, we are in a massive position of influence. Massive position to influence our clients. So if you're dealing with business owners, find out who the top business coaches are in your area. We're dealing with executives. Who are the executive coaches? Who are the life coaches? I've got a client down in Los Angeles. He gets 80% of his business from one of the top life coaches in the greater LA area. What's one of the stressors people have? Money. It's an easy to connect the dot. But again, we don't think outside the box, right? So in other words, don't get myopic here. Oh, that's what that means. Like, no, man, there's a whole other world in this box. And I'll tell you what, you get a rock star business coach, they're worth 10 CPAs to you. Because they get it. Okay? Next. So social media connection, I'm going to spend a ton of time on this, but here's the thing real quick, and it'll be in the next slide. Just because somebody connects with you, what do you do now? Hope they call? I'm going to use a dirty 4-letter word. You got to sell to them. You got to invite them to talk to you. Like, I see advisors all the time pushing some decent content out there, and there's no I saw somebody the other day, great LinkedIn post. I liked it. What do? Do I like you on LinkedIn? Is there a link to call you? How many of you have on your website have the contact us page on your website? How many forms do you get filled out every month? Nobody fills out that damn form. It's a waste of page, right? You need like Calendarly or Uplink or you got to have some automated scheduling software. To contact us, fills those out? Spammers and wholesalers. Nothing. If there's any wholesalers room, there's nothing wrong with you guys. I promise. Okay. All right. So real quick, website. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but here's the deal. It's got to be less is more. Tell a story. Make things happen. Right. Keep it real clean. It's really, really important. Number 2, your marketing. Everything's congruent. Everything's authentic. Here's why YouTube is cool if you're into this thing. It's a forever thing. Great search. So if you're doing content and you don't have a YouTube channel and you can do a YouTube channel, even for audios, do a YouTube channel. Just telling you. Next one. So this is where we get into the business development. How often do you invite your prospects to have a conversation with you? How often? You better be doing at least every month, every other week. Invite them. They are not going to pick up the phone and call you 9 out of 10 times. You'll get the 10th one, but you won't get the other 9. Okay? Super important. Next, unless you're after a 20-something-year-old TikToker, email is your best friend still. Don't listen to all the social media people that say email is dead. Bull on that. It's very much alive. Okay? And the people that have money, read their email. So don't abandon your email newsletter or connect. How many know what BombBomb is? Okay. Use the shit out of it. It is a power tool. It's a embedded video email. It is the ease of email with the power of video presence. It is a killer. Prospects, clients, COIs, use it every day. Shoot, send 1 minute. Instead of typing out the email, shoot a 30-second video. Totally transformative. It will change your follow-up game because it's cool. Okay? Referrals and introductions. I'm going to keep this very quick because I know we're time here. There's no magic referral letter. Hate to tell you, I've been looking for 28 years, have not found it. Okay? There are referral coaches. You can hire them if you want, no problem there. You don't need that either. I'm going to tell you how to do it. 3 things. Your awareness, your client's awareness of time. You're going to get here twice today. Okay? Number 1, you have to have it in your mind that every review, every client interaction, everything that when I talk to my clients, email my clients, meet with my clients, I need to bring this up if it's a positive interaction. If they're pissed off at you, common sense, don't bring it up. But assuming everything's good, here's the languaging. And I'm going to pick somebody, so I want to, Sandra, we appreciate your business and the 10 years you've been a client, really do.
You want to stand up?
Yeah, no, yes, that's cool. And I just want to let you know that as a service to you, we're always here to help your friends, family, colleagues, and coworkers. If they ever need anything, ever need a question asked, any help whatsoever, we're always here because of you. So just keep us in mind, okay? That's it. Gratitude, didn't demand anything, made her aware of it. What are her 3 possible answers? Great, thanks, I'll keep you in mind. I'll think about it and get back to you. Or, you know, Joe, I happen to know somebody, blah, 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 right? 3 choices. Where's the failure in this conversation? Where's the rejection in this conversation? There's none. Now imagine doing that. So I'll keep that simple. Most of you do several hundred reviews a year. Imagine doing that several hundred times. Failing 90% of the time, by the way. For some of you, that's your marketing, there's your business development game plan right there. Done. End of story. It is not that complicated. Remember, most marketing branders, and I say this with the utmost respect, they prey on your FOMO. Like, man, if you're not doing smart asset, the guy down the street is, and you're missing out on those leads. This is the game right here. The gentleman I think he left who's in the back that talked about chopping his social media budget, right, and doing climate. If you would just take the money and the time and energy and reinvest it back in your relationship will flourish your business if you allow them to. But they will not do it unless you invite them to do it. Okay? Next. Like I just said, bomb video email to the next level. So here's the thing. This is what most advisors do. When you get told, no, I'm happy where I am, I don't make any changes right now, what's the first thing we go in our mind? Screw them, they were never going to be a good client anyway. That's how we play. Bad for business. Bad for business, okay? So unless they told you never to call them again, lose my number, or something worse than that, you follow up with them every 90 days. You ping them. Send them a bomb every 90 days. Check in. Have a team member do it. It's a timing thing. How many of you, and don't raise your hands, we don't have time. How many of you got a client years after you first talked to them? Look, you're all shaking your heads. It's a common occurrence. It would happen a lot more and a lot more readily if you would just be a little bit faster and redo the old clients, okay? And then key question today. On your walk and talk in the morning, here's one question I want you to ask yourself. Where are my opportunities today? Where are they? Okay? So if you want a recording of today's training, you want the deck, you want some bonus stuff, scan there. It's a free account. We'll send you everything. And we're done.
Thank you for watching or listening to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. Hey, if any of this resonated with you, I invite you to come to MagellanNetwork.net, and we have a powerful group coaching community of like-minded advisors. Come in for a trial. You and I will have a one-on-one conversation. Let's see if I can help elevate your game both personally and professionally.